Hey YouTube, it's ICU and welcome to the 102nd episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. Alright, now first of all, to start off, I just wanted to say that the new 3rd generation iPad giveaway I'm doing in collaboration with the members of iPod Uplink is still going on. So to win a new 3rd generation iPad, all you have to do to enter on this video is simply like it and leave a comment down below in the comment section with the keyword 100th. So that's 100th, no spaces, and you'll be automatically entered to win in the giveaway. Of course, there are other ways you can enter to win, such as doing the same exact thing on previous videos on either my channel or iPod Uplink's channel, or you can actually gain up to 6 additional entries. And I'll have a link down below in the comment section that describes the giveaway, and it also goes into depth on the other ways to enter. So to start off, before we get into the news, I just wanted to say that as we come closer to Apple's next generation iPhone unveiling event, the news is mostly going to be dominated by rumors and different leaks pertaining to Apple's next generation iPhone. So this episode, like the 2 previous episodes, is mostly related to Apple's upcoming 6th generation iPhone. Of course, this is somewhat of a continuation from last week and the previous week's episode, so just be sure to watch those if you haven't already, and then you can come back to this episode and you'll be fully updated on the situation, all of the recent leaks. Alright, now to start off, I'm pretty sure as most of you know, Apple typically uses the 30-pin connector port for their different iPod models, and it's been in use for most of the iPod generations, as well as all of the iOS-based devices. So the iPhone, the iPod Touch, and the iPad have all used the standard 30-pin connector since their initial release. Now it's widely rumored that Apple will introduce a new redesigned smaller dot connector first in the next generation iPhone, which will then be later adopted by the other iOS-based devices. Now previously we've seen the metal insertion portion of the proposed USB cable that's compatible with the next generation iPhone. However, thanks to a recent leak by iResQ, we now see the actual iPhone 5 portion, or the next generation iPhone portion of the dot connector port, and it's connected to a flex cable that's connected to a couple of other components, primarily the repositioned headphone jack, which is now towards the bottom. And a close-up HD picture of the port reveals that it actually has 8 pins, which does match up with the leaked metal insertion portion of the alleged USB cable. And then shortly after that, Ubreak iFix leaked the pictures that are on the screen now, and while it looks like we've seen this in the past because it is the front glass panel, it actually has something we haven't seen, and that's the LCD screen. And next up, iResQ actually took the proposed leaked iPhone 5 flex cable that has connections for the headphone jack as well as the new redesigned dot connector, and they assembled it in what's supposedly the iPhone 5's back housing and compared it against the iPhone 4. So as you can see, we have the iPhone 5 parts on the left and the iPhone 4S or the iPhone 4 on the right. So there is definitely a huge difference, especially between the new redesigned dot connector and the standard 30-pin connector that's on all iPhone generations. Next, according to TechCrunch, Verizon has put in place a vacation blackout from September 21st to the end of the month. Now, of course, Apple is rumored to hold their iPhone unveiling event on September 12th, with the release somewhere around the 21st of the month. So in the past, different carriers and Apple themselves have actually implemented different vacation blocks ahead of major releases. Of course, this is definitely considered a major release, and last year Sprint actually held something similar. They had a vacation block in October ahead of the time that the iPhone 4S was actually released, and it did fall within that time frame. Of course, while this indicator isn't 100% accurate, at least it gives us a vague time frame for when to expect Apple to release the next generation iPhone. However, with that said, Apple could make changes to their schedule, in which case Verizon would have to do the same. And now back to the redesigned dot connector. iLounge actually publicized a picture that was sent to them of what supposedly the USB cable that will be compatible with the next generation iPhone. And as you can see from the picture, the part that would actually be inserted into the device is definitely smaller than even the USB side, which right now, as most of you know, if you go and look at your standard 30-pin connector USB cable, the part that you actually insert into your iPhone, iPod, or iPad is definitely bigger than the USB side, so this just kind of gives you a feel for how small we're looking at with this new redesigned dot connector. And of course, this does line up with iResQ's leak and the earlier leak that actually showed this metal insertion portion of the USB cable, because it does have 8 gold pins. Next up, while images of the iPhone 5's logic board were supposedly posted last week on a Chinese forum, they were actually mostly blocked by a metal shielding, so we weren't able to really determine too much about the component. However, now a new Chinese website has actually posted images of what they're claiming to be the logic board, and this time the shielding is removed. However, again, unfortunately, because of the low image quality and also because of the fact that it doesn't look like it's 100% complete, we still aren't able to obtain too much information about the component as of now. The website that posted it said that Apple will go with the 85X chipset in the next generation iPhone, which would definitely make sense considering since the original iPad release, Apple has always implemented the new upgraded iPad processor into their next iPhone launch. Alright, now to conclude the next generation iPhone 5 related news, in this episode, Smartphone Medic has actually posted a video comparison of iPhone 5 components to iPhone 4S parts. And when they actually go in close up on the dock connector port, it is revealed that it is that same 8-pin connector design that we've seen in previous leaks, which would of course include the metal insertion portion of the USB cable that we saw a while back, as well as the leaks from iResQ and the USB cable that iLounge posted. And of course it does have 8 gold pins in the middle with other connectors for the ground. Alright, and finally, Apple released OS 10.8.1 to all Mountain Lion users. So if you are on Mountain Lion, then it is suggested that you upgrade it as quickly as possible because it does fix some major annoyances that numerous users encounter on a daily basis, and it's also said to slightly increase the battery life on MacBook Pros and MacBook Airs. Of course, if you want more details on that or anything else I talk about in this episode, just be sure to check down below. Also, I just wanted to give another shout out to a new website called jailbreakingios6.com. Just be sure to check it out for all of your coverage on iOS 6 as well as jailbreaking. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and rate this video up if you liked it. For the question of the day, let me know down below in the comment section or on BestTechInfo. Again, your thoughts on the next generation iPhone. Do you think these leaks are accurate? Especially because they all seem to build upon one another, basically suggesting one similar thing, the design. So again, just leave any thoughts you have on the next generation iPhone down below or on BestTechInfo. And of course, to enter this giveaway, don't forget to rate this video up and leave a comment. And to be updated more often, just be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and add me to one of your circles inside of Google+. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.